and it let out this blood-curdling, guttural scream.
On the side of the road, he sees a deer carcass and something eating on it, which he thought was a bear. And as the lights hit it, it stood up. And, like, this gives me chills talking about it. He said it stood up and it had the face of a man.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Friday Night Bigfoot Live here at the Bigfoots of America podcast show. I'm your host, Bryan Sawyer, coming at you for another live episode. Woo, it's been a busy day. My lawn needed to be cut. We just got our lawnmower back from being fixed. So, yeah, had to do that today. Man, the weed whacking, everything was so thick, so high. So, yeah, just been running behind a little bit today. But, man, we got a cool episode for you. We got a couple of Bigfoot eyewitnesses. John Stewart and Christine Dunlap Steggerda. I hope I said that right. But we'll have her clarify when she comes on. We got some people in the green room, so that is super cool. John's there. I think Christine is there, and we're going to bring all of them in a moment. Before we do that, though, we got to handle some business. This will probably be my last live podcast show on my phone. I've got a brand new laptop. Guys coming out this weekend. We're doing a whole new pro setup for the podcast. So things will be clearer and better. That is the hope. We hope the sound will be better. The picture quality will be better for everybody at home. That's our goal. But also, so with that in mind, there's another reason we're doing that. In case you didn't know, excuse me, trying to shove down a Big Mac here a few seconds ago. In case you didn't know, we are now on Roku. And this is very important bit of information. I'm going to pull it up for you right now. Right now, the platform is free. We're not going to charge until we release like season 2 and then like season 3. And our prices will only be $4.99 a month. We're going to keep everything lower than everybody else. We're going to try to keep the sponsorships to everything just to a minimal, and then keep all the costs low for you at home. Everything is so expensive out there. I want to keep reiterating that yes, everything costs money here, but we're going to try to keep things cheap for you at home. We love our people. We love our community that we've got going on, and we're so excited. Now, we are now on Roku. I want to get back to that for a moment. So let's see here. Okay, everybody knows Roku, all right? Roku, I got a big screen right up here. I'm watching myself on YouTube right now. But if you go to Roku, there is a brand new app out there, which we own, called Bigfoot TV, in case you didn't know. Now, our goal is to make this platform like a Netflix or an Amazon Prime, Apple TV, all that. So you go to this, you click on it, and then eventually you're going to see multiple different paranormal Bigfoot shows, UFO shows, all that kind of stuff. Right now, we've already started releasing, we've got season 1 of Bigfoot of Michigan TV series on there. And then we've got like 5 or 6 episodes of the Bigfoot of America podcast show on there. And then we're going to add Dogman Prophecies, the NCI shows coming in June. And then whoever else we contract with, we just want to, we know so many people now with so much good information, so many eyewitnesses. We kind of want to make this a family channel and a family community full of Bigfoot eyewitnesses, UFO eyewitnesses, all that. So go to Roku if you have Roku. Check out you got to go to the app section and find the Bigfoot TV app and click on it, and you'll start seeing what we've got there now and what we're going to be building over the next couple of years. We're just going to keep building and building, and hopefully it'll keep getting bigger and better. So we appreciate all of you. And we're going to go ahead now. We're praying for no technical difficulties. So if you're in the green room right now, we have discovered my internet connection is really good here, and hopefully everything will be better when we get the new tech. But it seems like if somebody's on hotspot or if your internet connection is not too good, you can throw me, the host, the generator of the show, off. Like it'll get to a point where I can't hear anybody, and sometimes I got to hand it off to Sherry Redu or Brenda Goodwin. So if you're coming into the show, hopefully you'll have a really good connection. And then once you get in, please, if you can, do not go out and come back in. Last week that happened, and I got kicked out. I think it was a week or two ago, and then Sherry had to finish the show. So we're hoping for no technical difficulties, as this hopefully is our last episode on the iPhones. But let's go ahead and bring everybody in. Okay.
Hi.
Hi, I can hear you. Cool. We got a good
Cool.
connection. How's your week been, Brenda?
Not too bad. I might have to mute my mic from time to time. I'm still getting over some lingering bronchitis, and I've got a very loud red-winged blackbird that comes to the feeder that is so annoying.
Oh, wow. Awesome. No problem. No problem. Appreciate you being here, being a co-host again. For those of you at home who don't know Brenda Goodwin, she is going to have an episode in our season 3 because she lives at where what I call the Michigan Skinwalker Ranch. She has had Bigfoot encounters, Dogman encounters, phantom horse encounters, UFOs, all that kind of stuff. So she is the Michigan Skinwalker Ranch. So thanks for being here, Brenda. We're going to go ahead, bring
Thanks for
everybody
having me.
else in. All right. Okay, let's go ahead. Hold on a second here. I can't wait to go to the laptop. John Stewart, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Bryan.
Hey,
It's going
thanks for
good.
coming
John.
back.
Hey, Brenda.
How you doing?
All right.
How's your week
Cool.
been, John?
It's been very fast. It's been great, but it went quick this week, which is good because I still work. So
Amen.
it went quick.
No. No, I'm with you on that. I had to take off last night just to kind of catch up around the house, the lawn,
Yes.
getting the mower back, and so I've been running behind all day. But it's good to be doing the show. Let's go ahead. We're going to bring Christine right now. Hey, Christine, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, thanks for being on the show. We're excited to hear your story and everything you have to say today. So thanks for coming on.
Hey, Christine.
Bryan, I don't know if you can hear me. I can't hear anybody.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
you can't hear anybody. We can hear you, Christine.
Yep.
I don't know if you have any. If you should be all set on my side. Let me double check before we bring Cheryl Green in. I see you, Cheryl Green. Let me check your mic settings are fine on my end. Maybe it's your end. Man, if she can't hear me.
You know what I've had to do before, Bryan, is I'd have to go into my phone settings separately from my
Okay.
sidebar
Yeah.
button
Yeah.
and turn up my volume on the media
Okay.
for it to work in StreamYard.
All right. And you know what?
Yeah.
Christine was the first one in. So Christine, I don't know if she can hear me. If she can, I'm going to text her. If she can go out and come back in, that might help. I'm texting her through Messenger right now. Brenda, can you put that on the comment section as well?
Yeah.
And we'll bring Cheryl Green on.
You want me to just have Christine go out and come back in?
Yeah, if she could go out and come all the way back in because she was in the green room before I hit record.
Oh, did you
And I
hear
said
her?
I could hear her fine. She says she can't hear us, so maybe it is a mic setting on her end.
Well, I know I've had to go to my phone settings and turn the media volume up so I can hear better and so that you guys can hear me better before. So I always just automatically do that before I come in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, maybe
Me also. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that's it.
That's might be it.
All right, just a moment here. See, all this is going to be better. This is why we got to switch to the laptop. All right, let's go ahead and bring Cheryl Green in. Hey, Cheryl Green. All right, so they both.
Can you
All
hear
right,
me?
is everybody back on? Yeah, hi, Cheryl Green. How are you?
Okay, I said thank you for the package today. I got it.
Oh, you are welcome. So your bumper stickers are taken care of. Now Brenda's Good Ones t-shirt is on order, and I will be
Oh, cool.
all caught up with all of my merchandise. And then once you guys are set, then I'll do another giveaway. Oh, all right. So let's try to get Christine back in here, hopefully.
Okay, I sent a comment.
Hey,
Hi.
Christine, you there? Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Yay!
Yay! We're on. All right. Well, then, without further ado, we want to jump right into it. So, if there's any tech difficulties, you can have your story out there. So, Christine, tell us your Bigfoot stories.
All right. I grew up in the UP, and up until I was like 13, 14 years old, and we were all the time walking around in the woods. We were never afraid. We never heard of Bigfoot a long time ago, and so I don't know, it never crossed our mind. I never heard of it ever. And then one day my mom had to go, it was in 1981 in the summer. My mom had to go to pick up a window because they were building a house. And so she took the truck. She was all by herself. And she came back home and she was very shook up and said, I almost hit a Bigfoot. Like she was just inches away from it. It was like 2 leaps and it was across the road and almost hit it. And I didn't even know what to think. Nobody did. My dad started laughing and it's like, nobody ever talked about Bigfoot. And so we just kind of, nobody said anything again. And then me and my kids and my ex-husband was going up to Newberry because I've moved away down to Southwest Michigan. And it was Labor Day of '88. And we had to be in Newberry where I grew up. We had to be there. I told the people at the motel that we were going to be there about 11 o'clock at night. And so I was like, we got to keep hurrying. We got to hurry up and get there because we had a late start. And it was like 11:30 or 12 o'clock at night. And we had an Aerostar van. So they're very high up off the ground and they have that slanted top. Where the window is. And something, we didn't see it from the side, like it didn't come out from the front, but we just saw something go over the top of our van. And so you could see hair go from the bottom of the window on the driver's side and it just slid up the top and over. And I was thinking that we would feel a thump or something at the top of the van, but there was nothing. And so I said, I was like, stop the van. There's something strange there. And so I kind of wish that I would have said, let's turn the van around and put lights on it, to see what was going on. But I said, back it up. I want to see what was going on. And so he backed the van up. And I don't know, it was probably maybe an eighth of a mile or something or less. And so he backed the van up, and right in the middle of the road was this white 4-foot hairy. All I could think of when I saw it was that it was like a Cousin It. It looked like Cousin It on the Addams Family. And so it was about a foot or a little bit more from the window on the driver's side. And so I was right over by the window, and I was trying to look at it. And so we were very, very close to it. And it had a very round face, and it had like almond-shaped big eyes, and round, like the eyes were just completely black. They were shiny, no whites at all. And it had a nose and a mouth. And so I was like, what the heck is that? And it's like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden I had this feeling like, we got to get out of here right now, because we're seeing something that shouldn't even be. And so we took off, and I couldn't even comprehend what I was seeing. I mean, we stood there about 30 seconds, just looking at it. And then I said, we got to get out of here. And in my mind, you hear a mind speak or something like that, or you hear people feeling like something is looking at you when you don't know, like your mind just feels it, or you can sense it. And I had this dread feeling like I could see something crouching in the ditch and coming out after us. And I said, we got to go fast. We have to get out of here. And so he sped up, and we was going fast for a few miles until I was like, okay, I feel free now, because I felt like this thing is going to tip over our van, or it's going to bump it or something. We saw something we shouldn't have seen. And so I said, what was that? What the heck was it? And my ex-husband said, I don't know, maybe it was like a great horned owl. And I said, but it had lips and a mouth and hair. It didn't have feathers. And so it just stayed in my brain for like 30 years. Like every once in a while I think, like I would think about it all the time, but it's like I couldn't explain it. And so I kept thinking, what the heck was that? And so then my cousin reminded me that my mom saw a Bigfoot up there. And so I started looking at Bigfoot, like, not because I thought I saw one, I wasn't sure, but I just thought, there's Bigfoot shows coming out. I'm going to see what they're about and see what, all of that. And so I started watching, like, Finding Bigfoot or something.
I can't hear her anymore.
I can hear her.
And can everybody hear me?
I can. Yes.
I
Okay.
can.
Okay. And so I can't hear Bryan.
Neither can I.
Okay. I'm going to continue.
I can't hear you
And
anymore.
so And so I started watching those shows, and I started thinking, maybe I'm gonna see, like, maybe it was something like a Bigfoot that I saw. And so I started Googling, and I said, what does a white Bigfoot look like? And I opened that up, and I was like, oh my gosh, there was his face. But I said, it was a juvenile. It was a child one. It was 4 feet tall. And then all of a sudden I realized there was two of them, because I couldn't figure out before, like, why was it black and then it turned white? But it was two. One leaped over the van, and then the other one was like frozen in the middle of the road. And it was almost like a child, like, if I just stand here and not move at all, then they're not going to see me or something. And so then I just kind of felt like, oh my gosh, I started to get obsessive. I wanted to watch everything there was about Bigfoot. I was watching all the shows. I was watching anything that I could find on the internet. And I was like, I really saw a Bigfoot. And then it was the only thing that made sense. When I saw the white one, I didn't even know they came in colors. I always thought, okay, they're black or they're reddish brown. And so then I couldn't stop telling people. I'm like, some of them thought I was crazy, but I didn't care. I was like, I saw Bigfoot.
Hey, can you guys
Now,
hear me now? I have my
Christine.
mic off.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Christine,
Yeah, I
I got
hear
a
you.
question for you.
Okay.
If you're familiar with
All right,
US
fantastic.
2,
Christine, we've talked before, and I
We
was almost
have.
going to come up last year. Maybe we can
Yeah.
swing it this year whenever we both have time. I'd love to see that
So
location.
me and you were going to meet, and we were going to meet with my mom. And my mom passed away only 2 days after we were going to even meet. And she was excited to tell you about her story. But my husband got very, very sick. And I had to give up that trip to stay with my
That's
husband.
right.
And then my mom passed away. And then not too long later, my husband passed away. And so it was a rough time. And, but I still, so
Oh my
the
goodness,
area
Christine.
where we saw that Bigfoot, or the two of them, was on the way to Newberry, like between Hulbert and Newberry. So I found Val, the the starts with a Z. I can't think of it. I can't think of it. And I gave him every detail about what I saw, Zavala. And he said, there's a lot of sightings in that area, and many sightings that were a white one. And so that confirmed it. That's when I got excited. Like, that was confirmed. And so, anyway, that was, and I still get excited about it. It's like I'm still looking at all the shows and everything. And, but I think Cheryl was going to ask me something about the UP or something.
yes, I was asking you, did you get to see back in 1997, Finding Bigfoot had a picture on camera of Bigfoot going across the road just west of Munising on the curve where now is a motel, between the rest area and the motel.
I never saw that.
Picture, a video of it. See, I saw the same colored ones over towards Ironwood. I've got one that I see numerous times watching traffic. And I've seen 7 different Bigfoots over the western end of the UP. I just moved down from there. So they are quite common up there.
Yeah. I don't know if, like, even if I'm going up there alone and I'm in my car and I'm like right in that area about where I saw them, I was like, okay, I want you to come out again. I want to see you, you know. Even if I'm by myself, I don't care. I don't feel afraid. I just say, come out, I'm back. I want you to come out and see ya.
I am seeing more crosses in teepees 50 to 70 feet tall along US 28 off on the north side towards Lake Superior a lot more now. There's a lot more activity going on that is being visually seen of their signs and their I don't know what you'd call their different tree shapes in that, but there is more happening up there.
Oh, wow.
I've got a lot of pictures of that, so.
Oh, wow.
But
when Bryan was going to go up, I was kind of excited. I wanted to go out there with him. He was gonna check out that area, even if it wasn't the correct area. I did kind of look at like Google Maps or Google Earth to see what was back in that area, and there is a lake, and there's train tracks that go somewhere through that woods, but anyway, it is pretty dense up there. But
just west of there, the groomers are not allowed to go down 2 trails because once they get down the trail, they get two or three trees pushed across the trail and they can't get back out. They've got to call for help.
oh, wow.
So they've had to reroute their snowmobile trail just to be able to go anywhere in that area.
Oh my.
Oh, wow.
Bigfoot does not want anybody there, and they let you know it. They don't harm you,
Yeah.
but they'll block you.
Yes, they will.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How exciting. It's just, it's so cool. I mean, we never even thought. So,
I've never felt scared of a Bigfoot. I've never smelled a stinky one. I do, if they're in the area, I do sense them, or they let me know that they're there, including throwing pine cones if their babies are near when I've got my dogs with me to tell me to get out of that area. But I've never had a bad experience with the ones I've had.
yeah. And right in that area too, there's a lot of deer, you know, and I don't know. I guess it would be a good place for them, you know, with the water and the deer, and I don't know. And it's
And
like not a lot in there. There's no houses.
Yeah.
There's caves for the mines.
Yeah.
They do go down in the caves at times for the winters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Christine.
Yeah.
Your sighting, do you have any more detail for the white one? Anything you
No.
remember?
No, I just remember the eyes. The hair was long, and the eyes were just they were almost like they stand out a little bit, like they were just black, like a spider monkey's eyes. When I looked at the spider monkey's eyes, that's what they look like.
Yes,
and
just black.
No whites at all. Like I couldn't even see pupils if they were looking or not at us. And I just seen it. It was standing there or whatever, just stopped right by our van, and I just felt like we gotta get out of here. Something is not, it's not right.
Yeah. Yeah. You did have
He was just white. He wasn't albino or anything, because his eyes were totally black. I feel he wasn't albino.
Mine too. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Mine too. Mine also was had black eyes. It's very little whites on both sides, And yeah, that's the only thing, when I had my sighting, that's the only thing that moved on him when I was looking at him, because he was like 20 feet away. I was in a vehicle, luckily, because I was just in shock early morning. And I just, that's the only thing that moved. And there was, like I said, there was whites on his eyes. And that's the only thing I know. When one side would get more wider than the other, he was looking and following me up the road. It was like a 4 to 5 second encounter. But it's seared in my memory. But I was wondering if his nose was wide or his mouth was protruding or wide, or I was just wondering that.
He had a little bit wider nose. I don't know. It was, I could tell it wasn't a beak like my ex-husband was saying, like an owl, you know, and I knew that it had lips, that it had full lips, but that was all I knew. And then, you know, I just felt like it looked like a child in the face.
Yes.
And that was it. I just felt like we have to get out of here. And then I had that dread feeling, like in my mind, I could feel what was happening from that there was two, even though I couldn't figure it out until 30 years later. I knew there was two, and I could feel like it was crouching down and coming after us. And I felt like we have to go right now.
Yeah.
And I felt like something was going to chase us, or that it was chasing us, and that it could have grabbed our bumper, and that it was big enough that it could have flipped us or knocked us off. And it was just scary until we got to a certain point where I felt like we're safe now. But I couldn't put the two together. Like, I had that feeling. I thought maybe it was my imagination. And then, because in that thought, I knew it was what a Bigfoot looks like. Tall, and this one looked tall and slender. But I didn't put it together until later. I thought what I was seeing in my mind was exactly what it was.
Yeah.
You know, I just didn't trust that intuition or whatever. I was like, I could see it.
Yeah. It's mind speak.
And I was afraid to look out my window. I was afraid it was going to be chasing us.
You experienced mind speak. Absolutely.
I think so. Like in a different way.
Yeah.
I felt the dread, and I felt like there was two, and one was black, and we definitely saw the white one, every bit of it.
Yeah, they were protecting their babies, so.
Yeah.
But they were just doing that to get you out of the area to protect the babies. I 100% believe that, just to protect them, because they don't know you. Right then and there, that was just a chance encounter. So
and I didn't know. I wasn't sure if it was like if the baby one came and the bigger one was trying to stop it and leaped over our van, or if the bigger one just was playing like we do this all the time and just watch this. I can leap over the van. I don't know.
No,
but
he wanted you to hit
over
the brake.
The van.
Yeah, the mom or the daddy wanted you to hit the brakes, so you didn't bother him. So yes, I think that's what happened there, because the baby just in shock. So they were trying to protect
think that's what I believe. Because that baby was just like we were looking at it,
shock.
Like what the heck was that?
Exactly.
Like it
And
might have
that's
been
the same thing I got. That's exact same feeling I got when I had my first encounter. I was like, it was shock. It didn't move, and I didn't feel threatened, but I knew in the back of my mind that thing was so massive, wide, it could flip. I had a Ford Ranger, a 2000 Ford Ranger, and it could flip that. It wasn't going to be anything, no problem for him.
That's how I felt. Like
so
like it wouldn't have. Like, it sometimes I wonder if when you hear of a car like a one vehicle accident where they go off the road. I wondered if something comes out and leaps over their car or something, and then they just run off the road, you know, and nobody knows.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just, I feel very, I don't know, like blessed that I was lucky enough to see them that I know.
Yes.
And, you know, there's no wondering. I know it, and I feel like I've changed because of it. And I'm it's never going to be the same. I still love going to tracking
I'm sorry. I'm so with you on that. What you just said, I'm 100%. I never will be the same. And it's absolutely changed my life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I definitely know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
John, are you also curious about the skin color of the one she saw, the white one?
Yeah, I'm trying to get all the information I can. I have another podcast. They didn't come up last night. We're going to do it the 4th of next month, but mine was red, like it was bright red face, but the rest of his body, the chest, the stomach was like dark gray. The hands were dark gray, like leather looking, like shiny leather looking. The one hand that I could see. But yeah, I was very curious with the nose, the mouth, because the one I had a flat nose, wide, and the mouth was just wide, but it didn't protrude like an ape at all. It had more of a human face, and I was curious about that, Christine.
Yeah. And I never saw anything like hands or anything. It just had like long hair, and his hands were down to its side.
Okay.
It just looked like hairy.
Yeah.
What color was its skin?
Somebody said it was probably a bear. And I said, no, I've seen bears. And this is not a bear. It was not.
Yeah.
I mean, we lived in the UP. You see, you know stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what bears look like.
Its skin, Christine?
What?
What color was its skin?
All I could see was long white. Just he had a hairy face too.
Oh, really?
Like shorter. He wasn't like skin on his face. It might have been like short hair on his face. But he was just maybe if he had, you know, like a little bit of white hair on his face, and then it was white skin too, because he just looked white, just a white face.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. Well,
but I was looking up,
just like we're all
John.
different.
I was looking up those monkeys that have the red face, and they have those in other countries that are white with the red face.
Okay. Yeah. I was also, when I had my sighting, I was back and forth. I was like, man, because I got the first two people I told was family members, and I got negative from them. They're shaking their head. So, like I said, it was well over 19, almost 20 years before I actually did a recording with Mid-Florida Bigfoot. I didn't show my face because I didn't know what to expect out of that, because she posted it, and so it was very it was strange. But as YouTube started, I don't know, 2015, I think I started listening to podcasts all day long. If I was at work or whatever, I'd listen thousands of podcasts. And I was just like you. I wanted to learn more. I wanted to hear all the experiences. And then I kept hearing situations on YouTube that I've had and I didn't even realize. Like footfall, knocks. I always 100% blew them off as a deer walking through the woods or a squirrel jumping from tree. I always, logic, just think it's nothing. But yeah, not anymore.
Or hearing footfall and not seeing anything there. That's what's kind of freaky.
That's what happened. Yeah. That's what happened to me. And
that happened to me too.
Yeah, in 2017, I was on in the county park around about 20 minutes from here, and I was on a bicycle, and I just took a rest because I needed to go up a hill. And about 8 or 10 feet in front of me, I heard thump, 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 and it happened pretty quick. But I seen the leaves around the footfall move.
Oh wow!
From my right to the left, and it was right there. There was no trees blocking. It went right in front of me, and that's all I seen. So cloaking, yeah, it happens.
Oh, sure.
Happens. Oh yeah, 100%. Mind speak, 100%. Infrasound. People react to it. I've had that happen 3 times that I know of. In the same spot when I was in my little canoe, like a canoe, and up a little creek. And yeah, that's happened to me 3 times, and I haven't been back because it really freaks you out.
Yeah.
It makes you nervous, uneasy.
Yeah, it freaks me out.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I was out at night recording the northern lights on my phone because I couldn't see them with the naked eye. So I was taking pictures and recording. I had left the dogs in the house, and I was just outside my back deck, and I was hearing heavy footfall in the south yard, and I kept looking over there because usually there's some deer down there. There wasn't any deer. I could see from the I have a barn light that casts some light over there. Didn't see any deer. I'm like, So I just kept videoing, and I could see the aurora borealis through the phone. I'm like, cool, this really works, And so I'm videoing. I kept hearing footfall getting closer. Kept looking over there, nothing there. And then finally it was like, it sounded like it was about 10 feet away from me. And I'm looking, and still I'm not seeing anything. And I'm like, okay, time to pack it in and go in the house. So I hightailed it in the house. I took tail and ran in the house. It was just it was unsettling.
Yeah.
I kind of write that off to maybe the juveniles messing with me or something, trying out their abilities, because yeah, weird.
Yeah.
It's like a cat playing with a mouse.
Yeah. Juveniles will come out first, as mom and daddy sitting in the background. They'll come out. Yeah, I hear a lot of stories.
Mom and dad were probably along the drain ditch, watching. Yeah, don't hurt her.
Right.
I mean, it creeped me out.
Oh yeah.
I didn't really get a feeling like I was being threatened or anything. They don't really give me a threatening feeling or anything, but
yeah,
boy, they sure do some weird stuff that blows my mind.
Wait until the little ones become teenagers. They'll do,
I've
they'll
had
do some
experience with
crazy stuff.
5 of those.
What's that,
No,
Cheryl?
when they get the juveniles, I've got 5 of them down in the Cedar Swamp along M28. And when you hear them arguing, they really,
Yeah.
really sound worse than a kindergarten classroom of kids arguing. And I've got 2 of them that if I don't go down the trail within 1 month, they come up and slap the wall of my house, but I just sold it. So the people that bought it from Florida are going to be in for a nice surprise.
Yeah.
It's gonna be freaking out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I don't, I don't know how big, that they are when they're like prepubescent, or, I know, what juveniles or what may be considered to be 5 or 6 feet tall. But I know there's like 5 or 6 footers around here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the neighbor guy saw one a couple times. Same color as the one I saw. So we've got a reddish brown clan here.
Oh.
Yep.
How many people have heard, like Bryan with the Mind Speaks, that they ask you not to call them Bigfoot, but people of the woods? Has anybody had that happen?
I've had that. 2 of my friends had that, and I was on this podcast, and I told on the podcast that I had the name Bill strongly come to me, and that's my first sighting. That's what he wants, because we can't pronounce. I probably couldn't remember his name, but we can't pronounce it, and I had Bill in my head, and yeah. That's, and I've got another one out there, the same park we call Daniel, and every time I call him Danny, he gets and I'm saying it's mind speak. I don't see him, but it's mind speak, and he gets upset. So yeah. The mind speak is very real, and it's freaking me out to this day because it's still new to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
When I had the feeling like I could see what was going on behind me, I couldn't understand that. Like, I just wondered if it was my imagination, but it was very vivid. Like I could see it in my brain.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like they projected.
Like I knew exactly what was going on and what was happening and who they were, but it's like I just couldn't accept it. Like until I saw that picture and I went, "Oh my gosh, there it is."
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, do you feel now like they had projected a vision to you?
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
Yeah. And I had to get out of there.
Yeah. They don't mind speak with me, but I know that they read my thoughts quite often.
I didn't feel like he would injure us. I felt like he would turn the car, but like he was strong enough to push us to show it was there, but I don't know. I just knew it was strong and that it wanted to give us a message not to be there.
Oh yeah. 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 They're protecting their babies. So yeah. But I don't think there was gonna, as long as you're not going toward the baby, I don't think they were gonna hurt you at all.
Yeah.
They wouldn't. So.
But I felt like, man, I wish we would have just turned the car around and put lights on it so I could, so we could see. There could have been more.
Oh yeah.
But we backed up and so anyway, we got a good look at it.
Good.
Then I looked up great horned owls, and it didn't look like what we saw in great horned owls. They're like 18 inches tall. They're not 4 feet tall. But it was the
Your
only thing
husband sees
I guess he could think of.
Well,
But
he was in shock, and he's probably not an acceptor of Bigfoot being out there yet until he really thinks about it. So he's
yeah,
one of those on the side people.
and he probably don't think about it now. Like, what in the world did we see in the road that day? But me, I couldn't stop thinking about it. You know, it's like I want answers of figuring this out because what I saw wasn't not like a normal thing.
Right.
And so,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
Now-
the more you talk about it, Christine, the better you're going to feel. Because I know the podcast I get onto and the more people I meet and talk about it, the better you feel. It's amazing journey since I started talking about it. About 3.5, 4, almost 4 years ago now.
yeah,
So it's good
I've
for
only
you.
been talking about it probably 2 years,
Okay.
where I was like, well, I told, when I talked to Val, I said, I have a story. And he said, I'm all ears. And I thought, I don't know, like if I'm ready to tell the story. And I waited for a little while and then I was like, okay, here it is. And then he sent the message to Bryan, and Bryan, he said, did you see this? And then I became a friend of Bryan. And then I talked to Bryan and I felt like this is like, it's real stuff.
It
Like
is.
it actually, it's real.
We're not nuts.
It is. It's a crazy journey, but the more you go in, dive into it, and the stories, the more rabbit holes you're going to find, and the more questions you're going to find. It's a fantastic journey if you want to keep going. I love it. I'm going to the conference in June 13th in Ocala, Florida. They've been asking me to get on stage and tell my story, and I'm really nervous, but I think this year it's about an 80% chance I'm going to step up there and just go tell my story.
Oh, good for
Because
you.
people need to hear it,
Yeah.
and we shouldn't be so scared to tell our story. There's negativity. I mean,
Yeah.
I got thick skin, and I've made comments on different podcasts that I was listening to, and I got negative response. But I think the 3-letter entities that are around that try to disprove it and
Cover it
don't
up.
want you to. They don't want you to tell about it. So
Well,
these
the truth is the
podcasts
truth.
right here, this podcast here, I love. I
Yeah.
love it because it's
Well, the truth is the truth, and people need to hear it. That's
exactly
why I came forward a few years ago.
exactly.
And, the people that don't believe it, that I think it's just out of fear.
Right.
Yeah.
Some type of fear.
Yeah. And they may not be ready to see one.
Right? They're not ready.
Yeah.
They're closed-minded, or they're fearful, and
Yes.
if they call it crazy.
I have a guy at my job that he's just joking with me. And he says, look, they don't exist. I've been out almost 40 years hunting, 35 years hunting. And I said, I have too. When I seen my first Sasquatch, I just turned 39 years old in 03 03. So I just the month before in December, I turned 39. I've been hunting and fishing since I was like 6 years old. More than half the time is by myself. I'll go out there. I love going fishing, and going hunting, go squirrel hunting, if nothing else. And I've never seen anything like this until I was going up Highway 301 in Central Florida, and seeing this creature that I did not think it exists.
Yeah.
Yeah. How it happens
But
for a lot of people.
Have you ever thought of how many times Bigfoot sees you guys And you don't
Yeah.
see them because they stay hidden.
Yeah, they could have been watching me growing up in those
Yeah.
woods my
Yeah.
whole
Oh,
life.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And I was about 40 years old too before I saw one.
Yeah.
So it
I
would have known me
told
before I knew it. Yep.
I
Yeah.
told my story on Facebook, well, like a believer's Bigfoot thing. And so I put it out there, and some guy said, you show a picture or else it didn't happen. And I said, well, back in 1988, we didn't carry around a phone.
Right.
And he said, excuses. And I thought, I'm not explaining
Well,
myself on here anymore.
Yeah.
He said it was a bear.
Even if you do have a phone, I had a phone. I didn't have it on me, but I didn't think because I wasn't even really sure what I saw. I mean, I know what I saw, but I was second guessing myself, thinking I didn't see that. I was
And you're looking for every movement.
And then I didn't think to, go grab my phone and try to get a picture, but because it was already gone anyway.
Yeah.
And my experience with the phone is if I take a phone out with me when I'm down in Muskegon County, I will not see the Bigfoot. They do not want to come out. They don't want to show themselves. I have my phone with me. Leave it in the car. Take the dogs for a walk. They're there. They let you see it or they play with you with pine cones.
Yeah.
So the phones, and I tell everybody, I don't want to disrespect them. I want them to trust me, and I don't want to mess that trust up. So I don't have to prove to anybody that I know what they are and they are real. That's what I tell them. I don't need to prove anything.
They're there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? The unbelievers can suck it. Right, Bryan? Yep.
Bryan, I cannot hear you. Can you say something? Bryan?
I can't hear Bryan either.
Yeah, sorry, there's about a 5-second delay, so I'm going to talk slow for a second. All right, hold on a second.
You're coming in clear now.
Everybody, Christine, thank you so much. Nod your head so I know you can hear me. I would appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
But thank you for being on the show. I'm glad we were able to connect somehow. I still want to get up to those locations. I'm a guy who likes to see just how it happened at the locations. So if we can swing that whenever you're ready, that would be greatly appreciated. And I like doing that because the folks at home, they get a feel for how it happened, and we can kind of, live it out again. So thank you so much for being on the show. Even though I can hear all of you on my other phone. 5-second delay. John Stewart, thanks for getting Christine to be on the show.
You're welcome.
Both of you, I'm going to add you to what's called our Friday Night Bigfoot Live group. And you're welcome to be a co-host anytime. You're welcome to come in.
That's
and
great.
Then when we have guests on, it's just always so much therapy and fun for people to be able to talk out their situations, their encounters, and what happened. I'm still working out my fairy sighting. I've had some things happen the past couple of days, and I'm probably going to make a video after this to release tomorrow about my fairy sighting. It takes a while to process this stuff because we live in an ant farm. And if these things are truly interdimensional and are able to transcend from different dimensions into our dimensions, it's very life-changing for us to handle that,
Yeah.
But then to have wonderful stories like your stories, Cheryl Green's story, to where they've been around her since she was a kid. We need that kind of data. And for the guy who said, well, if you have a picture, it didn't happen, he can suck it. Honestly, because I got lucky when I got my picture of a Sasquatch, and then on the third, I mean pure right place, right time for it to happen because they're so fast. and they're so elusive. So we need the data, like you have, Christine, like you have, John, like you have, Cheryl Green, like you have, Brenda Goodwin. It's so important because all of this information pours into the data pool, and we're getting to the point now. You're weird if, to me, you're weird if you don't believe in Bigfoot, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yes.
So
And
That's
Brian,
where we
that's
need to
all I'm
go.
saying. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and put you all in the green room just for a moment, and I'm going to wrap up the show. So thank you so much. Christine, if you could you tell everybody where they could follow you on Facebook? We can actually go around the horn. I like doing that, and I'll try to keep up with it. Brenda Goodwin, just kind of flash a number 1 when everybody's done talking for me.
Okay.
That's it. Brenda Goodwin, just kind of
I'm on Facebook, Christine Dunlap Steggerda. Or else I'm on Gmail. I'm at cgstegs, STEGGS, at gmail.com.
I'll go ahead. My email to get a hold of me is Stewie Time, STEWYTIME, 4547 at gmail.com. If you have an encounter and you just want to connect with me, I would love to hear it. If you had like I said last time, if you had a white Sasquatch encounter, I would love to hear it. And don't be shy, don't be scared to contact. Let's get you on and tell your story. It's therapeutic. Believe me, trust me on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about you, Cheryl?
I'm in a position where I can't give my Gmail out. If anybody has questions, they go through Brian. I come into a situation I can't do too much right now. But Brian has stated earlier that if people out there are afraid to put their name out, but they want their story heard, they can email Brian their story and he will read it to them for them. So we can get more information out and you can stay in the privacy so nobody knows who you are. So that's my coverage for tonight. Sorry, but I can't do much more tonight. But I really enjoyed it, you guys. We really got to touch a lot of bases and it's fun to be here with you guys.
Yep. Thanks everybody for being here too.
Yes. I love all. I love all of you. It's great. It's great.
I'm on Facebook and I'm also a moderator in the private group along with Cheryl and Sherry Redu. So, you can, if you want to join the Bigfoot of Michigan the podcast TV series private group, with any questions, that's where we're at. So anyway,
if you want to hear my story about the white Bigfoot, connect through us somehow on Bigfoots in Michigan, and I'll let you know.
The private group.
Yeah. Talking to him, and I can't remember what his name is.
We do not have hecklers or trolls in that private group. I think Christine's in that group. I think I've seen you in there commenting before. Yeah. Nice to meet you in person, finally.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we don't tolerate naysayers and
Good.
people that people like that, we kick them right out. We don't tolerate
exactly.
that crap in there. It's just for believers and knowers, period.
Yeah.
And
Amen.
curiosity people.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, I'll give Brian the thumbs
All right,
up.
everybody, I'm going to go ahead and put you back in the green room. Once again, thank you for being a part of this wonderful family we got going here, this wonderful community. And really, I commend you for putting yourself out there because most of the population, the general population still, I think it's at the last statistic I saw was that around 25% of at least American USA citizens now kind of consider the possibility that Bigfoot could be real. So what I'm saying is we're ahead of the curve. So I really appreciate you putting yourself out there. And hey, hopefully Christine and John, we'll see you soon.
Yes.
Cheryl and Brenda, I'm going to go ahead and put all of you back into the green room. Then I'm going to wrap this up, and then I'll be there in a moment. Peace, everybody.
All right.
Have a good night.
Night.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another Friday night Bigfoot Live right here at the Bigfoots of America podcast show. Wow, what a wonderful group of people, a community, a family we've got going here. And that was always my vision for it because honestly, you can't have Bigfoot without the eyewitnesses. And together we're all learning so much about this fascinating topic, whether it be Bigfoot, UFOs, aliens, whatever, the whole paranormal. So it's been another wonderful episode, and I'm ecstatic. So to everybody at home, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you right back here next week at the Bigfoots of America podcast show.